Hi! I had thought Ferg might introduce this block, but no, it's me, Daphne, with block K. I suggested it to him as the largest area of knitting in this block is a pattern called Sandy Lines. This one here. One of Ferg's great pleasures is beach fishing, especially early in the morning. The patterns in the sand, made by the waves and crabs, are untrampled, and the ocean sparkles as the sun rises. Catching a fish is just a bonus. Now you've already knitted two of the stitches for this one. You've knitted dimple stitch and also the mock honeycomb. The new stitches are sandy lines and garlands. Sandy Lines has a chart as well as the words. There's a third page, and this is because the dimple stitch pulling your work shorter needs some extra rows in it. This tutorial is all about how to put the stitches together and how to keep them flat. For detailed demonstrations on how to knit all these stitches, you can watch my knitting stitch tutorials on my YouTube channel. Purl one foundation row before commencing the two patterns. Work the Sandy Lines pattern once. Just once right through there. The dimple stitch pattern you work twice in colour. This colour first, and then change colours and do the pattern once in the second colour. I have finished the first 6 rows of Sandy Lines and 7 rows for dimple stitch. So now I have to turn. I have turned, ready to go back and do another row, row 8 of dimple stitch, making sure I cross these over so I don't get a hole. If you wish, you can download the Sandy Lines pattern from our stitch library. The little graph is a bit bigger and makes it easier. So if you want to do that, you can also then just mark it off as you go, whichever you find easiest. Let's do row 8. I've turned around, I've crossed over. This is the gathering row. Purl 2, take the yarn to the back, ready to do a knit stitch. Come down, slip your needle under the 3 strands and knit the stitch. Lift the 3 strands over. Purl 5, 1, 2, 5, yarn to the back of the work, put your needle under, knit, lift them over, purl 5, 4, 5, yarn to the back of the work ready for a knit stitch, come on down, lift those 3, slip them over and purl 2 to finish. And we've completed row 8 of dimple stitch. Now it'll be row 7 of Sandy Lines and row 9 of dimple stitch. I've just finished dimple stitch in the first colour. So now we're up to the second colour, change colour for the dimple stitch, and we'll start the dimple stitch with row 1, but Sandy Lines will be row 13. There we are, up to the new colour. And now we've finished the dimple stitch and the Sandy Lines. We're now up to garter stripes. That's that little bit just along there before we start the mock honeycomb. And the garter stitch this time is done as 4 purl rows, increasing 2 stitches in the first row. So to increase 2 stitches, a third of the way in, increase 1 there and 1 there. And a purl increase, purl, purl. I have finished the 4 rows of garter stripes, 4 purl rows. Now it's straight into mock honeycomb, and the first row of mock honeycomb is a purl row. I've just finished row 1 of the mock honeycomb. Row 2 will be knit 1, slip 3 with yarn in front, knit 1 and repeat. Slip 3 with yarn in front, knit 1, slip 3 with yarn in front, knit 1. And here is the mock honeycomb twice through the pattern. We now do more garter stripes. Just along there, the same colour to match the garter stitch stripe there. And once again, the garter stitch is done as 4 purl rows. There we are, finished the second set of garter stripes. The garter stitch there and the garter stitch there. Next comes garlands. Now the first row of garlands will be a wrong side row. The first row will be purled. The second row will also be purled. That will make a ridge on the right side. And then this stocking stitch area here, you knit on the right side, purl on the wrong side. Of course, all these stitches could be done on the right or wrong side, but it's important that when you come to row 9, which has the small bobble, you want to be on a right side row. So, right side, right side, right side, right side, right side. And there's the lovely garland pattern finished. Garlands is quite a delicate stitch, but very pretty. And here is the finished block. And here is the original block, knitted 6 years ago. The sandy lines pattern reminded us of idyllic mornings on the beach. As you knit this block, I hope you remember some of the things that bring pleasure to you. Bye!
Hi, I'm Ferg, Daphne's husband. Here are the steps to get your free download of Daphne's Textured Sampler ebook. The first step is send an email to knitwithdaphne@gmail.com and include the subject Free Download. There is no need for any content in the email, and then send the email. You will receive an automatic response to your email that includes the link to access Google Cloud. When you click the link, the Knit with Daphne folder with all the downloadable patterns will open. Double-click the Textured Sampler blanket to open and download the ebook. Enjoy knitting the Textured Sampler blanket.